So, Practical Research 1, Module 2. So, ito yung Module 2 ng Practical Research 1. So, ang title ng Module 2 na ito ay ang Qualitative Research and its Importance in Daily Life. So, malalaman nyo kung bakit importante ang quali sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Okay? So, ito yung Module 2 ng PR1. Okay? So, ito yung kanyang contents. So, sa table of contents, meron lang ang module 2 na ito, meron lang itong two lessons. First lesson is the value of qualitative research, and the second lesson is the importance of qualitative research across fields. So, ano yung value? Bakit siya importante, no, ng ang qualitative research? Sa lesson 1. Then sa lesson 2, the importance of qualitative research. No? Bakit importante ang quali sa ating buhay? Okay? So, proceed na tayo sa lesson 1. By the way, ito yung objective no, ng module. Describe the characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses and kinds of qualitative research. Number 2 is illustrate the importance of qualitative research across fields. Bakit siya importante? No? So, ito yung pre-test. Sagutin nyo lang to sa malinis sa papel. Yung mga exercises dito, isulat nyo lang sa malinis sa papel ang sagot ninyo. So, ito yung lesson 1. No? The value of qualitative research, its characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses. Weaknesses and kinds. So, what's in? Ano ba naririto sa module na ito, no? So, sa topic na ito. In the previous module, you've learned the nature of inquiry and research. So, last module. Then, inquiry and research encourage high levels of critical thinking. So, tatalas talaga ang iyong pag-iisip. So, as a researcher, you need to follow different processes in research. Then, equipped with etiquettes, meron tayong ethics in conducting your study. So, those samples of research in areas of interest will help you guide to choose your topic or research problem. So, what's new? No, ano ba yung narito? So, definition of qualitative research. No, ano ba yung definition? So, qualitative research is a scientific method of observation to gather non-numerical data. Take note or remember non-numerical, meaning hindi numbers. Ano ba yung mga hindi numbers? Kagaya ng feelings, emotions, yung mga hindi na lalagyan ng numbers. Kaya ng sinabi ko kanina, yung feelings at saka yung emotions, yung concepts. Kaya ng meanings, concepts, characteristics, metaphors, symbols, description, or phenomena. Another counts of measures. So, yung sinabi ko kanina, yung clear example, yung feelings mo sa crush mo, yun yung tinatawag na qualitative data, no? Yung feelings, yung emotions nyo, yung idea nyo. Okay? So, ano ba yung purpose of quali? So, the purpose of qualitative research is promotes a deep, holistic understanding of a particular phenomenon. So, palalim siya, no? Meaning, dinidig deeper mo kung ano yung pangyayari, no? Ano talaga yung ibig sabihin. Kagaya ng mga yung latest case na nung sinabi na rape or something like that, nag-go deeper sila. So, tinanong nila yung mga witnesses, yung mga tao, mga nandun. So, that is qualitative research, no? So, characteristic of qualitative research, ito ay human understanding and interpretation, then active, powerful, and forceful. Then multiple research approaches. Ito yung mga characteristic ng qualitative research. Ha? So, specificity to generalization, contextualization, diversified data, abounds with words and visuals, then internal analysis. Ito yung mga characteristics of qualitative research, no? Just remember yung mga sinabi ko, yung human understanding and interpretation, active, powerful, and forceful, multiple research approaches, specificity to generalization, contextualization, diversified data in real-life situation, abounds with words and visuals, then internal analysis on examining the data. Okay, so next is strengths of qualitative research. Ano ba yung mga katangian na naayon o karapat-dapat na siya ay maging isang quali, no? So it adopts naturalistic approach, promotes a full understanding of human behavior, then it is instrumental for positive societal changes, it engenders respect for people, it's a way of understanding and interpreting social interaction, increases research interest in the study, offers multiple ways of acquiring and examining knowledge. So, ito yung strengths of qualitative research. Yung mga katangian niya, no, ng quali. Yung mga strengths. Ito naman yung weaknesses niya. So, it involves a lot of research subjectivity. Kasi, ang sa qualitative kasi is subjectivity na based sa opinion or sa konsepto ng tao sa isang bagay, no? So pag tinanong mo siya na, for example, pag tanungin mo yung crush mo na, gwapo ka ba? So siguro kung crush ka niya, sasabihin niya na gwapo ka din. Pero kung hindi ka niya crush, sasabihin niya na hindi ka gwapo. So ganyan, no? Parang subject, no? Nagdidepende sa tao. Nagdidepende sa kanyang opinion sa iyo. So, subject siya, no? Hindi sa objectivity, no? Walang pinapaligan. So, it is hard to know the validity and reliability. No? Hindi mahirap malaman kung valid ba siya, no? Or reliable. So, it is open-ended questions, no? Yield to data overload. So, dahil sa open-ended question, yung sabi ko kanina, gwapo ka ba? O, maraming pwedeng isagot dyan, no? O, gaya ng, gwapo kasi ka, ganyan. Maraming data overload, maraming pwedeng sabihin. Then it is time consuming, then it involves several processes. Maraming pagdadaanan. Then kinds of qualitative research, no? Meron tayong sinabi sa module 1, naka-state doon yung mga kinds of qualitative. Dito sa module 2, pinagpag-uusapan na talaga yung kinds of qualitative. So, first is case study. So, ang case study is a long-time study of a person, group, organization, or situation, an empirical inquiry that investigates current phenomenon. So, kagaya ng teenage pregnancy, for example, may nabuntis sa yung klase nyo, so pwede mo yung i-research kung ano yung mga root causes, yung mga dahilan kung bakit sila nagaganyan. Marami kasi that is case study. Another is, for example, may na-rape. So, hindi natin alam kung na-rape ba o hindi. That is case study. Kadalasan gumagamit ito yung mga police, no? Yung mga police, yung mga nurses, doktor, kasi it is a case that needs long time study, no? Kailangan kasi magtanong, alamin talaga anong nangyari, ano talaga yung punot dulo. Ito yung case study. Then ethnography, a case of particular cultural group, no? Kagaya na gusto mong malaman kung bakit ang tribo ng X ay ganyan, bakit sila nagkakatay ng manok kung sila ay magtatanim. So you can research about that, no? Sa mga indigenous people, no? nasa mga bukid, no? Pwede niyong i-research bakit ganyan ang kanilang gawi, no? Meron kasi silang kultura na kanila lang. Then phenomenology, so live experiences of a phenomenon, so life without gadget. So that is an example of a phenomenology. In his experience kung wala ang gadgets, cellphone, laptop. Pwede rin maging phenomenology yung experience mo nung naglakad ka sa daan, then merong sa tabi, merong cemetery at meron ka nakitang something. Not like ours. That is a phenomenology, an experience yun, your experience. Habang naglalakad ka sa dilim, meron ka nakita na ganyan, nakaputi, sumusunod pa sa'yo. So that is an example of phenomenology. That is just an example. Content and discourse analysis. So kung content analysis sa mga libro, kung meron ka nakita na gusto mong i-research, i-analyze, so sa mga libro na sinulat, for example, may isinulat na libro si X, at gusto mong malaman bakit niya isinulat to, ano ba yung mga pruweba niya, ano ba yung pinaghuhugutan niya. So that is content analysis. Discourse, kung may nasabi naman siya. For example, si Pangulong Duterte nagsabi na, I hate drugs. So, pwede mo niyang i-research bakit ayaw niya talaga ng droga. Bakit pinapatay niya pa nga? Assuming lang, no? Pinapatay niya yung mga drug pushers o gumugawa ng mga droga kasi pwede mo niyang i-research bakit ganyan yung kanyang gawi, no? Then materials for discourse analysis include books, newspapers, periodicals, brochures, and advertisement. Then, historical analysis, pag-aaral ng mga naganap noong unang panahon. Kagaya ng, sino ba talaga ang pumatay kang Magellan? Si Lapu-Lapu ba? O ang kanyang kanan kamay? O kanyang mga sundalo? Kasi sabi kasi sa history, yung pumatay kay Magellan ay si Lapu-Lapu. Si Lapu-Lapu nga ba? Pwede mo yang i-research, no? Historical analysis. Then, grounded theory, kung gagawa ka ng sarili mong teorya base sa mga nakuha mong impormasyon. Narrative report, so meron kang titingnan na report sa sales ng Coca-Cola, tingnan mo kung ano nandun. Then, biography, laman mo kung ano yung buhay ng tao. Kaya ng, for example, mayroong isang successful na tao, pinakamayaman sa buong mundo. Then, gusto mong pag-aralan bakit ganyan, bakit siya naging pinakamayaman sa buong mundo. So, i-research mo ang buhay niya, ano ba yung pinagdaanan niya. So, biography. Meaning, alamin mo yung buhay ng tao. Then, 5 common types of biography. Ito yung mga scholarly chronicles, intellectual biography, life history, so memoir biography, and narrative biography. So, ito yung mga biographies, no? Then, action research. Kung meron kang problema, gawan mo ng solusyon. That is an action research. Pero, ang action research ay parang basic lang. Hindi siya masyadong komplikado. Simple lang dapat na mga problema na gagawan mo ng research. No? Hindi siya parang sa thesis na, pero parang deeper. Okay? So, ito yun types of or kinds of qualitative research. Ito yun naman yung mga activities niya. Hanggang lesson 2. Answer key. Ito yung mga answer keys. Okay, ang lesson 2 is the importance of qualitative research across fields. Bakit importante yung research sa iba-ibang field of science? So, research in different areas of knowledge. Research studies happens in any field of knowledge. For example, anthropology, business, communication, education, engineering, law, and nursing. So, kasi research is solving problem, no? It is important because we are trying to solve problems in a manner na by asking people in an interview, ganyan, no? So, basic research approaches in a specific area of discipline. So, for example, scientific or positive approach deals with empirical data instead of personal views, allows control of variables, express and records findings quantitatively, and presents structured interviews. So, ito yung approach, no? Scientific or positive approach. The naturalistic approach, a people-oriented approach, ito ay more on sa quality. This is more on sa quantity, no? Again, no, ang PR1 ay quality, ang PR2 ay ang quantitative, no? Kasi ito ay more on numbers. Ito more on opinions, feelings, emotions. Okay? Then triangulation, ito yung paghahalo ng dalawang ito, ng naturalistic at saka ng positive scientific approach. Ito ang triangulation. So the three main methods of data collection, first is interactive interviewing. So mag-interview ka. Next is written descriptions by participants. Isusulat lang nila yung ano. For example, yung mga form, no? What is your name, yung age, yung school. That is an example of data collection. Yung form na pinifill up nyo sa school na magpapa-enroll kayo, meron kayong isi-fill up na form, yan ay example ng data collection. Ng mga nakalagay doon na name, age, sex, and so on. Then observation, pwede ka mag-observe. No? Observing, tingnan mo yung tao, kung ano yung ginagawa nila. Humanistic and categories. So, ito yung category ng in the field of humanities, no, researchers ought to focus not to man's social life but instead on studies its meanings, significance, and visualization. So, humanistic categories like literature and art criticism, then philosophical research and historical research. So, ito yung humanistic categories. Okay? Again, literature and art criticism. Then, ang literature and art criticism focus on language, depends on interpretative and reflective thinking. Then, philosophical research and historical research. Then, hard sciences versus soft sciences. Ano ba tong hard at saka ng soft science? Ang hard science ay yung mga may numbers, no? Yung mga may numbers. Yung sinabi ko ito yung mga quantity. Yung mga hard science ay yung quantity, and soft science naman ay yung quality. Okay? Hard sciences, ano ba yung mga hard sciences? Yung mga hard sciences, yung mga fixed talaga, yung wala lang, pag 1 plus 1, ang sagot 2. Hindi pwede maging 3. No? That is hard science. So, gamit yan ng, yung mga example sa biology, chemistry, physics, astronomy, earth science, mathematics, that is an example of hard science. Pag sinabi ni Isaac Newton na in every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, that is hard science. That is physics. Okay? That is the law of the nature. The law of motion. Okay? Ang soft science naman pwede pang mabago. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, sa soft science, ang 1 plus 1 pwede maging 3 o maging 11 kung pilosopo, no? So, kasi more on perception kasi ng tao ito. Walang pina-follow na parang certain way na standard. Depende sa concept o pang-iisip ng tao na under sa yung research. Okay? Ito yung mga activities niya. At ito naman yung answer key niya. Okay, so kung may tanong kayo, just comment below.